Good evening. I want to get on here and make a quick video. This video for entertainment purposes only. I'm speak about my opinion based off my perception on how I see things. With that being said, I want to talk about the Constitution. I think a lot of us been misled about being a citizen in the United States. Citizenship only refers to nationality. If you claim your nationality, then you are considered a citizen, whether it be in the United States or whatever country that you come from. The Constitution doesn't apply to black. The Constitution doesn't apply to white. Those are labels, which labels, okay, when we talk about a label, when you were born in the United States, which is a union state that operates under a commerce law. Now, commerce is about business. So when you're born in the United States, okay, the hospital give information to the vital statistics record, excuse me, and that is a separate entity from the hospital. And once that information is given over to that entity, then you're placed as a property up under commerce law. You are not born into your nationality. Now, your nationality, whether it be African, whether it be European, whether it be Asian, whether it be Latino, those are nationalities. Those have more protection under the Constitution than a person born in the United States under a commerce law. With that being said, I wonder why, they're able to do the things that they do to the American people. It's because most of us are born into commerce law. Again, we're not considered citizens because we do not claim our nationality. Our social security number binds us into a contract. Our birth certificates bind us into a contract. So that, with that being said, the government can do what they will with their said property, right? So that's what they're doing. And it has a lot of bearings to what's going on in the world today, especially in the United States. And I was sitting there and I was thinking, I was like, something's just not right. How are they able to get away with this? Well, it dawned on me. It's because we're considered property. We're not considered free men, women born into the United States. Not when you're born into commerce law. And that's what they look at us as. That's why they tax us the way they do. That's why they treat us the way they treat us. And we don't really have the rights as citizens. We think we do, but we don't. And I think it's been shown that we don't. We don't have the rights as if you claimed your nationality. Now, I believe, and this is my opinion, that this roundup of these so-called immigrants, the ones who claim their nationality, and I say this because if you look at the document when you apply for a job, Latino, white, black, other, whatever, those that's Latino, those that may be Asian, of this nature, the Constitution applies more to them than it does to the people that's born in the United States. I've looked up some information. I want to share it with everyone because you have to know why things are being done the way they're being done, how they corral us and manipulate us the way they do. It's because we're not looked at as citizens. Just we may work to have a better life, to give to our children of this nature and this nature, right? However, in today's time and what we're all going through now, I think this really hold bearings, especially when it comes to the Constitution and how our government sees the people in the United States. It's time that we really take a look back and see, the games that have been played on the people and how on paper they manipulate the situations the way they do. And it's important that people know this. And this is has nothing to do with a color gender. This is about people in a general, especially the people in the United States. Um, we're all concerned about how the Constitution applies to us and our constitutional rights being met or not being met. Well, first of all, you have to be within the Constitution fold for it to matter at all. And I think a lot of the roundups, like I was saying, of these so-called immigrants, I believe the Constitution applied to them more than anybody. And I think that's one reason why it's been such a aggressive situation with our president and how he's rounding all these people up and throwing them up in these camps and locking them away and taking their rights away from them. We're so, naive that we think we're protected. Well, we're not protected. Look how they came into the cities, how they sent the National Guards and the military into our cities on U.S. soil. It's because they're working under a commerce law, the same commerce law that we're born into, for one. If you're not born with your nationality attached to you, then you're not an American citizen. You're just not. You are part of a business. And part of that business is controlled by our government. And this is why they're able to do what they're doing now. This is why our votes don't matter. This is why they're able to, just treat us the way they treat us. And it's important that people understand that you have to start claiming your nationality. I don't know how much longer this world is going to withstand all this, you know what I'm saying? But it's important that when you birthing your child, when you give birth to your child, you make damn sure that they are born with a nationality, not a color code, especially brothers and sisters. Black code is no. You understand what I'm saying? Stop considering yourselves to be black, for one. Because, I can put more information out on that than I will, and I have. But it's important that we start realizing what's happening to us here in the United States and what the United States is really about. It's a union state that operates under commerce law. We are all slaves to this. And again, I think that's why, our government is able to do what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because when you talk about the constitutional fold, I see a lot of videos where people talk about, the Constitution this, the Constitution that. Well, you have to be within the Constitution fold for it to apply to you. Y'all stay blessed.